Hi gin lovers, Philip Jones the Martini Whisperer here. Next in a series of looking at the fantastic range of international craft spirits that Gin Society offer through their subscription service. And that's the magazine that comes out if you subscribe. So they're very kindly sent me these fantastic gins to have a look at, and I'm very happy to be able to share with you my thoughts and approach about how to make a cocktail with one of them, especially a martini, because that's kind of my happy place. So something very interesting to look at today from Singapore. Yes, Singapore makes gin by way of Australia, it seems to be. An Australian gentleman called Tom Whitfield has created a thing called Tanglin Gin, arguably Singapore's first gin, which is really, really exciting. If you've been in Singapore, you know there's a fantastic cocktail scene there, lots of innovation, you know, fantastic spaces, and they love their cocktails. So it's probably no surprise that someone's come up with a gin that speaks to this place. And a very interesting list of ingredients it is too. So you've got to put juniper, and they use, as I understand it, both a pot and a column still during the distillation process for different reasons. So you're going to have things like your juniper, your oranges, vanilla beans, very expensive ingredient apparently, Java pepper, more vanilla beans, amchor, which is a dried, unripe mango. So it's going to be homegrown oranges, lots going on. And it kind of says to me that beautiful, rich pot puree that is the fantastic melting pot and sophistication that is Singapore. So let's have a look at it, shall we? And let's see if I can come up with a cocktail with it. And they've also chucked in coriander and licorice. So very busy little gin. Let's find out. So on the nose, well, those spices come through. Not much hint of that vanilla yet. So more spicy, peppery aromatics. So on there. Okay, really, really lively on the palate. Lots going on. You get that vanilla through, you get that sweetness, some of those citrus notes. Quite rich on the palate too. He uses Macedonian juniper, which is some of the good stuff, Bulgarian coriander, Angelica, and like I said, all those other, like the ripe mango, the cubic, and the Java. So there's a busy little distilling, but it's all bouncing off each other. So there's not one thing you can pick out those if you pay close attention to it, but not one thing that's going to take over the whole drink. And that says to me that gives it some versatility when you think about where you want to go in terms of a cocktail. So key to make a killer gin and tonic, no two ways about that. Could be fun and a really interesting Negroni, but it might get taken over a bit too much. You go easy on the Campari if you want to do that. Let's make a martini, so what we can do here. So again, nice and rich on the palate, and not too dry, not too astringent, and no spirit burn whatsoever. So very, very clean on the palate. But given he's by way of Australia, let's try it with the Maiden Eye dry vermouth, which has some strawberry gum and wattle seed, sea parsley, river mint, eucalyptus, some very, very interesting little Australian botanicals. Again, less is more with this because there's a fair bit going on still. But again, I reckon this tannin can really stand up to this vermouth. So we'll just put about, say, 10 mils, maybe a little bit less, of the Maiden Eye dry vermouth. And then we'll put in 60 mils, or 2 measures, of the Tanglin Gin, Tanglin Orchid Gin. So very beautiful ingredients, especially those vanillas. Very, very subtle, but that's a nice complexity to the spirit. We'll get it nice and cold in the mixing glass. Again, this has been chilling, lots of ice. And I think I mentioned in another clip, the stirring is not just about chilling, it's also a little bit of dilution, not too much, but just enough to open up the flavours. Because you don't want a big boozy hit, you actually want it to be, like any good martini, go to some of its parts. And what I might do, let's see how that's travelling. Don't want to make it too busy. Oh yeah, I think we're pretty good. Might just put a couple of drops after I pour of the orange bitters, just to accentuate some of those citrus notes on the nose. Tease those out some more. And you could do garnish-wise, you could do some fun stuff like a grapefruit peel would be really great with this one. But I'll just settle for just a nice thin lemon one today. Again, with all those interesting flavours, you don't want the garnish to take over or compete. Just a little subtle note to tease out some of those citrus notes. And like I said, I'll do that, just a couple of drops of bitters just for the nose, no more, no less. Cheers. Let's see how it works. And the truth. Interesting. And very rich on the palate, almost like a musky dry finish with those beautiful kind of vanilla notes floating over the top there. This works quite nicely, very agreeable. So a little something of Singapore in a glass just for you. So enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.